Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a minute. No explanation for why I have been off, but I am back. So let's have this beautiful glam on this beautiful model. So on this day, I had this gorgeous melanin pop-in greased my chair for her Valentine's shoot. And of course, we maintained the melanin. The first thing I did was started to clean off her face with my micellar water and cotton pad. I cleaned her face twice because her face was really dusty. There was dirt on her face. So you saw the dirt that came out from the cotton pad. So you don't want to start off your makeup on a dirty skin. So next off, I went into it with the spray, my hydrating spray. This is the Kiss Beauty hydrating spray. Applied that, sprayed that on her skin, blended into her skin. Then I went in with my Zaron hydrating serum. She has an oily skin, like really, really oily skin. So that's what we are working with. Still, Zaron hydrating serum. I just, blend it into the skin, apply it with my hand. This product is best applied with your hand. You can do that with your brush, but I just feel like doing that with my hands just make the work better or makes the job easier for me. So I went in with my Embryolisse moisturizer. This also doubles as a primer. So I blend that into the skin. Make sure I massage that properly into the skin because you want it to work properly. So I went under her eyes with the moisturizer, the Omari Code moisturizer, because I don't want to take the Embryolisse under her eyes because it also doubles as a primer. To control the oil around her skin, I went into it with my Power Seal. This is an oil control and salt control toner. This is from Miss Mete. Got this fan. This fan is really cute. It was her fan. I wasn't understanding how the fan was working, but it was just working and it was really cute. So all over her skin, I used my primer, the Stay Matte primer, the Remain London Stay Matte, all over her skin. And of course, for her T-zone, I went into with a Gentle Dove mattifying primer. She has an oil skin, so I was really particular about her T-zone and my mattifying primer. I used the brush to apply this. Just I was not dragging, I was just dabbing and pushing it into her skin. So I did not drag because I didn't want the brush and the primer to move the product I have on there. If you notice, her T-zone is dry compared to other part of her skin, even though they are well primed. So for her skin, I'm using these two foundation, the Beauty by 80 in 14 and the Stay Matte in, I think this is, I can't remember, I'll just leave it in this description box, the name of the shade. So this is the foundation on her skin. I applied first with a brush, then went ahead with my beauty sponge to blend that into her skin. I matched her foundation to her neck because her neck is slightly darker than her body. So I matched than her face. Yeah, every part of her body. So I just matched her foundation to her neck because I don't want her face looking lighter. Because on a dark skin, if you go even quarter shade lighter, it will look really, really light. So I just matched it to her neck so we don't have hard looking funny. So for her blush, I used this orange from Nuban Beauty in the shade Coral, and I mixed it with her foundation. This is going to make blending really easy. So if you're using a matte blush, just mix it with your foundation. It's going to make blending really, really easy, and it's going to sit properly into the skin. So just keep blending and blending until you're satisfied with what you have. So done with that, I went into it with a concealer. This is also from Nuban Beauty. I'll also leave the shade in the comment in the description box so you guys can, because I might miss the shade if I don't see what I show in the video. So I used a brush to place this first, then went ahead to blend with my beauty sponge. Just very little quantity because she has an oil skin. I didn't want to pack products. I don't like packing products on a normal day, but if you're working on an oil skin, please go in with minimal product because once the oil start popping out and mixing with this product, it's going to look really cakey and tacky. So just very minimal product. I just blend the concealer every part of the skin where I want it to go. Went ahead to blend it again because this time I want to set under the eyes. So I blend that. I left directly under the eyes for when I am going to place my powder. So time to set. I use my pressed powder first, then my setting powder from Younger Beauty in the shade Cinnamon. I went back to blend the under her eyes to avoid any creasing before placing my powder. So now I'm using the Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade 390 to set under her eyes first before going into it with the cinnamon. This is going to make me have like a very smooth under eyes. I promise you, like really, really smooth. So when you do this, make sure you do it with very little quantity. Whatever you're doing, very little quantity. So now I'm placing my cinnamon using this triangle powder puff. It does the job very well, sometimes even better than the beauty sponge. But if I'm running out of time, or if I don't have time to go get the puff, I just use the beauty sponge because I already have it and it makes the job faster. So this does the job, beauty sponge does the job also. So whatever that works for you, just do that. So I'm going to use this powder in the shade, this is the Urban Beauty powder in the shade 09. I don't know the name attached to it, but it's 09 for all over her skin. So time to do the eyes. I went into it with a dark base. This base is my brow gel, in the shade Ebony from Hagan Esther. I blend that into her skin. For this look, I went for like a popping eyes. It was a Valentine shoot, yes, but I didn't want to, do the whole Valentine color thing. I still wanted the look to look very classy. I was going for a soft popping African Barbie kind of look. Yeah, that's the word. So I placed my brown eyeshadow on it, then went ahead with the orange from, I mixed an orange and a pink from my eyeshadow palette just to blend. I just keep blending, blending, blending. Once when you're doing your eyeshadow, just keep blending until you're satisfied. Blend like your life depends on it, because if you have demarcation for your eyeshadow, trust me, you're going to look, the eyeshadow is going to look funny and unblended and tacky. So I went ahead, blend under her eyes, like smudge under her eyes with the brown I use on top of the lid, like making sure everything is well blended. Whatever I do on this other eye, I went ahead to do on the other eye. So now I'm topping the brown on the eyelid because I want the brown to pop. Going in with my glitter stroke pigment glue on top of the eyelid. I blended this. Just make sure whatever you're doing, you're blending properly. So I place this, I put it on the back of my palm, let it get tacky for a while before blending, placing it on the eyes, because if you let it get tacky for a while, it tends to give you it tends to hold better. So I went in with this pigment from Inglot. This pigment is brown, but if you turn to the other side, it gives you green. If you turn to the other side, it gives you pink. I don't know. I think it's called a monochrome pigment or so. I don't know what it's called, but that's how the pigment reacts. So it looks brown, like it looks like a gold, but when you turn, if you turn, it just gives like this green eyes and gives you pink. So I went ahead to top pink on the lid and top it green on the outer corner of the eyes. Like I topped the pink on the gold and went to put green on the outer corner of the eye. So now I'm using a brown just to, the same brown I used on her lid to erase the demarcation from the pigment. Just let the pigment blend the into the matte eyeshadow, that's into the brown. So went ahead to apply pencil, like the black pencil under her eyes and smudge with a brown. The pencil I use is the Mirac. The Mirac are out of market now. I don't know how I'm going to restock if this one finishes, but well, one way or the other it's going to happen, or maybe I find someone that still has it in stock, or I find something else that works. So for the lash line, I'm using a gel liner. This gel liner I'm using is from Tequila. When doing this, I just like her to close her eyes, so because she's a human being and when her eyes are open, it to be moving. So went ahead, extended this thing a little bit, like the gel liner a little bit, and went ahead with my brush to smudge it out because I didn't want it to be sharp. So I just blend, and I did the same thing on the other eyes. Whatever I do on this side, I do on the other eye. So now it's time to contour or bronze her face. So this is a dark shade of powder from Inglot. It doesn't have a case, so I put at the back of my MAC powder. So I just use it around her forehead area, around her jawline, just to bring the face together. Even though when working on a skin that's dark, sometimes you don't even really need the contour, but I just need to bring her face together and also do that on her nose area. I didn't do cream contour on her because I didn't need it. I really didn't need it. So went ahead with this same powder I use all over her face, 09 of from Nuban Beauty because I didn't want the nose looking really dark. So went ahead with a powder brush just to, blend everything out, take out excesses. Now it's time to do the brows. What I always do on my brows is basically the same thing. I just brush out the brows and use my Divis brow pencil to blend draw the brows and just make sure it's well and looking nice. That's just basically it's just well looking nice because the brows sometimes most times is the center of your look. If your brows are looking very funny, trust me, your makeup will start looking funny even though you have the best makeup ever. So your brows is the center of your look. So I did on the other brows and went ahead with the same foundation I used on her skin, but a lighter. But I just made it lighter with the concealer though to define her brow, like her brow bone. Yeah, define her brow bone and just put the brows in place. That's just, basically it. And mascara for her lashes before I place the false lashes. This mascara I'm using is the Sorosuke from Nuban Beauty. I usually use Wing Beauty, but Sorosuke is doing it for me now. So until it stops doing it for me, I go back to my Wing Beauty because I still have it in my drawer. But the Sorosuke is doing it for me now. So using my 390 and Fenty to blend the brow bone just to set, set the brow bone. And this is what she looks like without lashes. So time to place the lashes. There was lashes on the other eyes and I'm placing the other lashes. You guys, lashes makes a lot of difference. Just look at her. Just look at her. So for the lip, I brow gel from Haga and Esther, the same one I used for her as her eyeshadow base to line the lip because I'm going for a brown lips and she's really dark. The lip liners I have are not going to show on her lip. Even though if they show, they're going to be so light. So she was already feeling herself though. She hasn't seen herself, but of course she trusts my touch. She was already feeling herself, went ahead with this um cream lipstick from the palette. It looks white, but trust me, it's not white. So I went ahead to place this lip gloss. I just showed this is from the Girls Corner on Instagram. So blending. You guys just keep blending. Everything you do, just keep blending. Like your life depends on it. So this was the lip I was going for. Went ahead with the clear gloss to apply everything to make the gloss more intense and more visible. And time to blend again. I'm still blending. You guys, I will keep blending because blending is the center of everything. If you place something and you do not blend, it's not going to look nice. So she was already feeling herself. So this is the finishing touches. And I just used my beauty sponge to place powder, just to blend the excess powder from her face. Doing this with a brush does not really work for me at this point. So I prefer to use my beauty sponge to do it. So now time to intensify the blush because of course I'm a blush girl. I will always go back and apply blush. Always. Take it from me. Whatever I do, I will always go back and intensify the blush, you guys. So I just made sure I intensify the blush. I used my V Beauty blush palette and until I was satisfied, I kept doing it. And when I was satisfied, I went into her lower lashes with the mascara because, of course, her lower lashes has to pop, you guys. It really has to pop because there's no way you do finish doing your makeup and lower lashes is looking dusty. So I went ahead to intensify the gel liner. So this is just basically finishing touches I was doing. Every part I see I need to touch a little bit. I just go back ahead, touch it a little bit and move on. Because when you finish doing your makeup, there are some parts you just see and you see you need to touch, like the gel liner, the brows, the lip, lower lashes, your lashes. So now I'm using this pink from my this is a Supro pink in the shade Jara. Yeah, I think Jara or Fairy is Jara. So I just apply it's like a shimmer, just very little quantity on her skin, just very little quantity. And I went ahead with this melanin matte spray. It's a finishing spray. Spray it all over her skin, covering her eyes just to make sure it does not touch her face. So that's her mini fan was not working for me. So I went back to my lash pack as always. When I was done with that and the face is almost dry, like 95% dry, I used my beauty sponge to go all over it to seal everything in together. And you guys, the hair came on. By the way, I did the hair. I was, like I said earlier, I was going for like an African Barbie look. Just look like you but a more enhanced you. So this is the finished look, guys. Let me know if you enjoy it. I'm sorry I've not been active here, but no big explanation for it, but I think there's an explanation. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.